The lights go out, your phone's on its last bar, and now there's a checkpoint at the end of your street. This isn't a scene from a movie, it's what happens when the system fails. Lockdowns, blackouts, and chaos can hit fast and without warning. No power, no updates, no help. The first 72 hours will test everything. Are you ready to face it? Stick around as we break down how to prepare step by step. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you're never caught off guard. Let's dive in. 1. Fortify your home before the grid fails. When the power goes out, the rules of the game change instantly. Darkness invites chaos and crime rates spike during blackouts. It's a pattern we've seen time and time again. If you think the police or local authorities will be there to protect you during a widespread grid failure, think again. They'll be just as overwhelmed and powerless as everyone else. Your home becomes your sanctuary, but only if you've taken the steps to secure it before the lights go out. Start with the basics, your doors. Most residential doors are shockingly easy to breach. The standard strike plates and screws that come with most doors are flimsy at best. Replace those strike plates with heavy-duty versions and swap out the short screws for 3-inch hardened steel ones that anchor deep into the wall stud. This simple upgrade can significantly increase the time it takes for someone to force their way in. At a grade 1 deadbolt, don't settle for the cheap ones and consider installing a door reinforcement bar or a security jammer at the base. These tools are affordable, easy to install, and can make the difference between a successful break-in and a failed attempt. Windows are another major vulnerability. They're often the easiest entry point for intruders, especially during a blackout when alarms are down. Apply shatter-resistant security film to your windows to make them harder to break. Add window locks for extra security, and use wooden dowels to block sliding windows. These measures create multiple layers of defense, buying you precious time in case of an attempted break-in. Don't overlook your garage. It's one of the most commonly neglected areas when it comes to home security. During a power outage, automatic garage door openers become liabilities. Disengage the opener and manually lock the track with a clamp or padlock. Treat the interior door leading from your garage into your home as if it were your front door. Reinforce it with a deadbolt and a solid core, because if someone gets into your garage, that door is their last barrier. Another often overlooked aspect of home security during a blackout is light discipline. In a sea of darkness, even a single candle can act as a beacon, drawing unwanted attention. Blackout curtains are essential for keeping your light contained while still allowing you to see outside. For your exterior, consider installing motion-sensing solar lights. These charge during the day and illuminate at night, startling anyone who gets too close to your property. When the grid goes down, your home will either look like an easy target or a well-fortified fortress. The choice is yours. Take the time now to harden your home, because when the lights go out, it's too late to start. 2. Build a strategic emergency food supply. When the shelves are empty and checkpoints block access to basic supplies, your food stash becomes your lifeline. But let's be clear, emergency food isn't just about hoarding calories. It's about building a strategic supply that keeps you nourished, energized, and mentally sharp during a crisis. If all you've got is a pile of instant noodles and canned corn, you're setting yourself up for a miserable and potentially dangerous experience. Start with the essentials. Long-lasting staples. Foods like rice, beans, lentils, and oats are the backbone of any emergency pantry. They're nutrient-dense, versatile, and have an incredibly long shelf life when stored properly. Pair these with basic seasonings like salt, oil, and spices to create meals that are not only filling but also palatable. Eating the same bland food day after day can take a toll on your morale, so variety is key. Next, think about portability. In a lockdown or evacuation scenario, you'll need food that's easy to grab and go. Stock up on protein bars, trail mix, jerky, and freeze-dried meals that only require water to prepare. These options are lightweight, compact, and provide the energy you'll need to stay on the move. Avoid foods that require refrigeration or have a short shelf life, as they'll quickly become useless in a prolonged blackout. Don't underestimate the power of comfort foods. Stress levels skyrocket during emergencies, and having a few morale-boosting items can make a world of difference. Chocolate, instant coffee, tea bags, peanut butter, and hot sauce are small luxuries that can help you maintain a sense of normalcy. These items might seem trivial, but they can provide a much-needed psychological boost when things get tough. Vitamins are another critical component of your food supply. Even the most well-stocked pantry can fall short on essential nutrients. A bottle of multivitamins can help fill those gaps, preventing fatigue, illness, and other issues that could compromise your ability to function under pressure. Finally, consider how you'll prepare your food. In a blackout, you can't rely on your stove or microwave. Stock up on low-fuel or no-cook options like canned soups, stews, and ready-to-eat meals. If you have the means to boil water, you'll have more options, but don't assume that will always be the case. A small camping stove or portable burner can be a lifesaver, but make sure you have enough fuel to last. Regularly rotate your supplies to keep them fresh. Every 6 months, check for expired items and replace them. This practice not only ensures your emergency stash is ready when you need it, but also integrates it into your everyday pantry, reducing waste. Your food supply isn't just about surviving hunger, it's about maintaining your energy, focus, and resilience. When the power's out and the world feels like it's closing in, you'll be glad you took the time to prepare. Secure a reliable water source. You can survive weeks without food, but only a few days without water. During a prolonged blackout, access to clean drinking water will disappear faster than almost anything else. Municipal water systems rely on electricity to pump, treat, and deliver water to your home. When the power goes down, so does the water pressure, and the risk of contamination skyrockets. That tap you've always taken for granted, it could soon run dry or worse, become a source of illness. The first step is to start storing water now. Don't wait until the taps stop running. The general rule of thumb is 1 gallon of water per person per day. This covers drinking, minimal cooking, and basic hygiene. For a family of 4, that's 120 gallons for a 30-day supply. Use stackable 5-gallon containers, 55-gallon drums, or water bricks to store your supply. Label each container and treat the water with purification drops or a small amount of bleach if it's not pre-filtered. Store your water in a cool, dark place away from chemicals and rotate it every 6 to 12 months to keep it fresh. Even with a solid stockpile, your water supply can run out. That's why filtration systems are a must-have. Gravity-fed filters like Berkey, Alexa Pure, or Sawyer Point 1 can turn questionable sources like rainwater, ponds, or streams into clean, drinkable water. Keep backup options like life straws, iodine tablets, and boiling methods on hand for added security. If you have the means to boil water, it's one of the most effective ways to kill bacteria and viruses, but it requires fuel and time. Knowing where to find water when the taps go dry is just as important as storing it. Scout your local area for potential sources now, not when you're already dehydrated. Rain barrels can collect water from your gutters, and your hot water heater likely holds 30-50 gallons of drinkable water. Local streams, ponds, or even park fountains can be lifesavers in a pinch, but only if you have the tools to purify the water. Water isn't just about survival, it's about leverage. In a crisis, having a reliable water source can mean the difference between independence and desperation. When the next blackout hits, you don't want to find yourself begging for water. Take action now to secure your supply, because when the system fails, water becomes the ultimate currency.
4. Prepare for extended power outages like they're the new normal. Most people think of power outages as a temporary inconvenience, a few hours without lights or Wi-Fi. But what if the next blackout isn't just a blip? What if it lasts for weeks or even longer? In the event of a coordinated attack, an EMP, or a catastrophic grid failure, it could take months to restore power if it ever comes back at all. That's why you need to prepare for long-term outages now, not later. The first step is building your own off-grid power solution. Solar generators are a game changer. You don't need a massive, expensive system to power your entire home. Portable units like Blue Eddy, EcoFlow, or Jackery are compact, efficient, and versatile. They can keep your phone charged, run LED lights, power small medical devices, and even operate a mini fridge. Pair these generators with foldable solar panels that you can position for maximum sun exposure. This setup ensures you have a renewable energy source, even when the grid is down. Next, invest in high-capacity battery banks. These USB power packs are essential for keeping smaller devices like phones, radios, and flashlights running. Store them fully charged and label their capacity so you know what each one can handle. Rotate and test them regularly to ensure they're in working order. If you have a car, a power inverter can also be a lifesaver, allowing you to recharge your batteries using your vehicle. When it comes to power usage, prioritize the essential. Forget about running your TV or microwave. This is about survival. Focus on devices that provide communication, safety, and basic comfort. Phones for staying connected, radios for gathering information, medical devices for health, and lights for visibility. Use energy-efficient gadgets like LED bulbs, USB-powered fans, and multi-use tools such as lanterns with built-in radios or crank-powered flashlights. But having the gear isn't enough, you need to know how to use it. Practice setting up your solar panels, test how long your devices can run on a single charge, and time how quickly you can recharge them. In a real blackout, there's no room for trial and error. Power isn't just a convenience, it's a form of control and independence. Even a small amount of electricity can give you a strategic edge in a prolonged outage. So stock up, test your systems, and prepare as if the next blackout isn't temporary, because it might not be.
5. Master off-grid cooking and heating before it's too late. Cooking a meal without electricity, gas, or a microwave might sound like a fun camping challenge, but in a prolonged blackout, it's a matter of survival. And if the outage happens during winter, staying warm becomes just as critical as staying fed. The key to thriving in these conditions is having multiple off-grid cooking and heating options ready to go and knowing how to use them safely. Start with your fuel sources. Propane is one of the most reliable options for blackout scenarios. It's efficient, widely available, and can power everything from portable stoves to heaters and lanterns. Stock up on small 1-pound propane canisters for portability and at least 2 larger 20-pound tanks for extended use. Store them outdoors in a safe, ventilated area and rotate them every few years to ensure they remain usable. For cooking, a small propane camp stove is a great starting point. It's perfect for boiling water, heating soup, or cooking simple meals. But what happens if you run out of propane? That's where fuel diversity comes in. Add an alcohol stove to your kit. These lightweight compact stoves burn denatured alcohol and are incredibly reliable. For outdoor cooking, consider a rocket stove. These efficient wood-burning stoves use twigs and scrap wood to generate high heat with minimal smoke. If you're handy, you can even build one yourself using metal cans or bricks. Safety is paramount when using any of these tools. Never cook indoors without proper ventilation, and only use stoves that are specifically rated for indoor use. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby and know how to use it. In a blackout, emergency services may be delayed or unavailable, so fire safety becomes your responsibility. Heating is another critical concern, especially in cold climates. A propane-powered Mr. Heater Buddy is a popular choice for indoor use, as long as you follow basic precautions like cracking a window and using a carbon monoxide detector. Layering clothing, using mylar blankets, and isolating one room as your warm zone can also help conserve heat. Block drafts with blankets over doors and windows, and focus on keeping your core body temperature stable. Don't underestimate the morale boost that comes from a hot meal or a warm drink. A cup of coffee, a bowl of soup, or even just the ability to heat water can make a world of difference in a stressful situation. Preparing for off-grid cooking and heating isn't just about survival, it's about maintaining comfort and dignity when the grid goes down. Take the time now to build your kit, practice using it, and ensure you're ready for whatever comes next. 6. Build a reliable off-grid communication system. In a real crisis, your cell phone is one of the first things to fail you. When the grid goes down, cell towers lose power and networks can be intentionally shut down to maintain order. Suddenly, that device you rely on for everything becomes a very expensive paperweight. So how do you stay informed and connected when traditional communication channels go dark? The answer is off-grid communication, and it's something you need to prepare for now. Start with a hand crank emergency radio. These devices are affordable, require no batteries, and can tune in to NOAA weather alerts, AM/FM stations, and even shortwave frequencies. Some models also come with USB ports for charging small devices. Brands like Kaito and Midland are reliable and widely available. This simple tool ensures you can stay updated on weather conditions, emergency broadcasts, and other critical information. For local communication, invest in a set of walkie-talkies. FRS GMRS two-way radios are inexpensive and perfect for staying in touch with family members or neighbors. Look for models with a decent range and rechargeable battery options. Test them ahead of time and agree on channels and protocols with your trusted contacts. If you're ready to take your communication game to the next level, consider a ham radio. While you'll need a license to transmit, you can listen without one. Ham radios offer long-range communication capabilities, allowing you to connect with people across towns, states, or even countries under the right condition. A basic Baofeng radio is affordable and versatile, making it a great entry point for beginners. But having the hardware isn't enough. You need a plan. Print out a contact list with addresses, phone numbers, radio frequencies, and emergency protocol. Keep physical maps, instruction manuals, and quick reference cards for all your devices. Set up signal codes with your neighbors, such as flashes of light, colored flags, or specific whistle patterns to communicate safety, danger, or requests for help without worry. For urban areas, consider mesh networking apps like BridgeFi or Briar. These apps use Bluetooth to send messages locally without relying on cell towers or Wi-Fi. They're particularly useful during digital blackouts, but make sure to test them in advance. Finally, remember that in an emergency, listening is often more important than talking. Gather as much information as you can before deciding when and how to communicate. In a total blackout, the people with radios become the eyes and ears of the community. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, off-grid communication isn't optional, it's essential. 7. Secure financial independence for a grid-down world. When the power goes out, the digital financial system we all rely on grinds to a halt. Your debit card becomes useless, your banking app crashes, and the chip reader at the gas station completely dead. Within hours, people realize just how fragile our modern conveniences really are. If you want to stay ahead of the chaos, you need to secure financial independence now. Start with cash. But not just any cash, small bills like 1s, 5s, and 10s. In a crisis, nobody will have change for a. Keep your cash distributed, some in your wallet, some in your go bag, and some hidden in your home or car. This ensures you're not left empty-handed if one stash is lost or stolen. The cash is just the beginning. In a prolonged blackout, barter becomes the new economy. Stock up on items that people will desperately need but can't easily find. Batteries, lighters, over-the-counter medications, and even comfort items like cigarettes or whiskey can become incredibly valuable. These aren't just trade goods, they're leverage in a world where traditional currency has lost its value. Think beyond the immediate crisis. What happens when the blackout isn't just physical but financial? No digital banking, no access to savings, and no way to pay bills. Start reducing your financial vulnerabilities now. Pay off high-interest debt, build an emergency fund, and learn to live within your means. The less you rely on the system, the better off you'll be when it fails. Financial independence isn't just about surviving a blackout, it's about thriving in its aftermath. When others are panicking, you'll have the resources and resilience to stay calm and in control. Take action now, because when the grid goes down, it's too late to start planning. 8. Equip every room with tactical tools for instant defense. When the lights go out and chaos creeps in, you won't have the luxury of time. If someone breaks into your home at 2 a.m. during a blackout, you'll have mere seconds to react, not minutes to fumble through drawers or unlock safes. That's why serious preparation means more than just owning tactical tools. It means strategically staging them throughout your home. Every room, every corner, every fallback spot should be equipped for immediate action. Start with what you're legally allowed to carry and use. If you're trained and licensed to handle firearms, your home defense weapon needs to be both secure and accessible. Quick access safes like biometric or keypad vaults are essential for keeping your weapon ready while ensuring it's out of reach for children or unauthorized users. But owning a firearm isn't enough. You need to practice under stress. Can you retrieve it in the dark, under adrenaline, while someone is moving toward you? If not, you're not ready. For those who don't own or want firearms, non-lethal tools are just as critical. Pepper spray is a simple, effective option that doesn't require extensive training. In tight quarters, it can incapacitate an intruder long enough for you to escape or secure your position. Tactical flashlights are another must-have. A high-lumen flashlight with a strobe function can temporarily blind and disorient an attacker, giving you the upper hand. Many models are built with solid metal bodies, making them effective striking tools as well. The key is to ensure every room has something within reach. A flashlight by your bed, a tactical pen on your desk, a multi-tool in the kitchen, or even a baseball bat behind a closet door. Whatever fits your comfort level and training, place it strategically. But don't leave these tools in plain sight. Use furniture with hidden compartments or other creative storage solutions to keep them accessible but discreet. If you have children, store tools high or in locked compartments to ensure safety. Training is just as important as staging. If you have a family, walk them through how to access and use the tools. Practice silent drills, rehearse escape routes, and build muscle memory. The worst feeling in a crisis isn't fear, it's helplessness. And tools are only as effective as the people using them. Don't forget about your vehicle. A tactical flashlight, seatbelt cutter, and multi-tool should always be in your glove box. Your car might become your fallback shelter or your fastest escape route, so it needs to be just as prepared as your home. In a prolonged blackout, the rule of law weakens quickly and predators look for easy targets. But a home that's prepared, trained, and armed isn't an easy target, it's a fortress. Equip every room now, because when the system breaks down, your readiness is your only defense. 9. Build a neighborhood security network for long-term survival. Let's face it, you can't survive a prolonged blackout alone. While you might manage for a few days, when the grid stays down, supply chains collapse, and chaos spreads, community becomes your greatest asset. Prepping isn't just about stockpiling gear, it's about building trust and coordination with the people around you. Your neighbors could be the difference between holding the line and losing everything. Start by getting to know the people on your street. You don't need to announce that you're a prepper, just start conversations. Who has medical training? Who's handy with tools? Who's already quietly preparing but keeping it low-key? Begin by offering help or discussing shared concerns, like recent power outages or neighborhood safety. Let the conversation evolve naturally. Once you've identified a few like-minded individuals, form a small, trusted group. You don't need a large network, just a handful of reliable allies who understand the stakes. Together, you can create a basic security plan. Set up a check-in system, like flashing a light from a window at a specific time or using a whistle pattern to signal danger. Visual and audio signals become invaluable when communication systems fail. Assign roles within your group based on skills and resources. One household might monitor the street, another could handle first aid, and someone else might manage communication equipment like radios. You're not building a militia, you're building resilience. A coordinated neighborhood is far less likely to be targeted by looters or opportunists. Word spreads quickly when a block is organized, alert, and ready to defend itself. A neighborhood network also creates a resource safety net. If one household runs out of propane, another might have extra. If someone's water filter breaks, a neighbor might have a... Instead of hoarding and isolating, you create a system of mutual support that benefits everyone. But trust in systems take time to build. Don't wait for the next blackout to start forming these connections. Lay the groundwork now while things are calm. Practice your check-in signals, run small drills, and establish clear communication protocols. When the lights go out, paranoia and fear can make collaboration difficult. A pre-established network ensures you're ready to act as a team when it matters most. In a long-term blackout, your gear can only take you so far. It's the people watching your back that will truly make the difference. Build your neighborhood security network now, because when the grid fails, community becomes survival. 10. Conduct full blackout drills to test your readiness. You've stocked up on food, water, and tactical tools. You've tested your solar lights and staged your gear. But here's the hard truth. If you've never simulated a real blackout, you're not ready. A full blackout drill isn't just a good idea, it's essential. It's the only way to identify the gaps in your plan and ensure your household knows how to function when the grid goes down. Pick a weekend and commit to going dark. Turn off your main breaker and simulate a total power outage. No cheating, no phones unless they're on airplane mode. No running out to the store, and no using backup power unless it's part of your plan. This is about testing your readiness, not your ability to improvise. Within the first hour, you'll start to notice the challenges. Can you navigate your home without bumping into furniture? Can your kids find a flashlight in the dark? Does your backup lantern provide enough light for an entire room or just a small corner? These are the kinds of details you won't notice until you're living without power. Simulate different scenarios during your drill. Practice moving silently through your home at night. Time how long it takes to get everyone to a safe room. Run communication drills using hand signals, radios, or pre-arranged code. Test your cooking setup. How long does it take to boil water with your backup stove? How many meals can you prepare before your fuel starts to run low? If you're using a wood-burning stove or rocket stove, check your ventilation to ensure smoke doesn't fill your home. Test your solar gear as well. Charge a device, run a fan, or power a light. How long does it take to recharge your batteries? How many hours of use can you get from a single charge? These are critical questions that need answers before a real blackout occurs. A blackout drill isn't just about testing your gear. It's about building habits and muscle memory. It's about ensuring everyone in your household knows what to do and where to go. The gaps you identify during a drill are opportunities to improve, not failure. Use them to refine your plan and make adjustments. The reality is, when the grid goes down, there's no room for trial and error. A full blackout drill is your chance to work out the kinks and ensure your family is ready to face the real thing. Don't wait for the next outage to find out if your plan works. Test it now, because in a true crisis, preparation is the only thing standing between you and chaos.